Impact Wrestling presents Sacrifice live Friday, March 24th on Impact Plus and Fight.
Well, it might be time for a little preview of Sacrifice for this man and his team in our main event here on Access TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following six-man tag team contest is set for one fall. Introducing team number one first. From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, he is the Impact World Champion, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander.
Alexander's schedule is jam-packed. 1 week from tomorrow, Sacrifice live in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Alexander, Kazarian, and Swann will face Time Machine. And don't forget, 2 weeks from tonight at Multiverse United, only the strong survive. Alexander will defend his Impact World title against Kushida in a first-time ever bout.
His tag team partner from Yucca Valley, California, Frankie Kazarian.
And meanwhile, the man that Alexander could meet if he makes it to Rebellion as the Impact World Champion, Steve Macklin, has raised the question, has he picked teammates in Kazarian and Swann that are people he believes to be non-threats, or does he really believe in them as his tag team partners? We'll see what the case is as they face Bullet Club next. Back here on Impact Wrestling on Access TV, set for our main event. Rich Swann, Frankie Kazarian sets the team up with the Impact World Champion, Josh Alexander. Of course, Kazarian and Swann have, in the past, challenged Alexander for his title.
Alexander, of course, ultimately successful in that, but now they need to get some reps for their big six-man tag team match at Sacrifice against Time Machine.
Their opponents, representing Bullet Club, the Impact World Tag Team Champions, Inevitable Ace Austin and the Ultimate Finesser Chris Bay, and their tag team partner, KENTA!
HDNet Movies delivers a double feature starring the iconic Dustin Hoffman. Check out The Graduate and Kramer vs. Kramer, Thursday, March 30th.
And speaking of Time Machine, as I mentioned before the break, it is these guys who had a huge victory over Time Machine at No Surrender. And in fact, they were bragging about that and claimed that they softened up Time Machine for this team of Alexander, Kazarian, and Swann, which Josh Alexander took exception to.
Chris Bay and Ace Austin, your brand new Impact World Tag Team Champions. Meanwhile, Kenta, the reigning New Japan Strong Openweight Champion. Kenta has a colossal matchup coming up 2 weeks from tonight at Multiverse United. Only the strong survive, sold out in Los Angeles, live on Fight TV. He will face the legend, Suzuki, that night.
That entire card is stacked from top to bottom. The best wrestlers on the planet are gonna be at Multiverse United. It's already sold out, but make sure you watch that one live on Fight.
So Bullet Club set to face Kazarian, Swann, and Alexander. I talked about it before the break, the question raised by Steve Macklin, who is the #1 contender to the Impact World Championship come the Rebellion pay-per-view. That's Sunday, April 16th in Toronto, live on pay-per-view and Fight TV. If Alexander makes it to Rebellion, he'll have to defend against Macklin. Macklin's already stirring things up in Alexander's camp.
Oh, absolutely. Macklin, I mean, he is a smart competitor. He hasn't had all the successes that he's had here in Impact Wrestling merely because he's got the brawn, he's got the brains too, and he knows that it's going to take more than just physical prowess to beat someone the caliber of the walking weapon. He's going to start playing those mind games, and quite frankly, it's a wise strategy.
Macklin victorious earlier on tonight, dispatched Heath. Early on here, this is Chris Bay to start things off against Frankie Kazarian. Look at Kazarian, I mean, over 20 years in the business and as spry as ever.
Yeah, but you want to talk about spry. The man he's in there with, the
shoulders
definition.
down on Bay. Now Bay, shoulders down here. Resident of Las Vegas, we're here in Samstown. Here's the cover and a kick out. Won the tag team titles in his native city. Here's the cover, shoulders down. Kazarian stays alive.
Oh! Talk about spry and with style here too. Finesse, I should say.
Launching Kazarian. Both men just trying to keep up here early on. Quite the pace. Oh, hell of a chop. Do you believe the comments by Steve Macklin that the reason Alexander selected Swann and Kazarian for sacrifice against Time Machine is because they're, quote, non-threats to Alexander?
So I believe that Alexander has done that, but I don't believe that he has done that consciously. I don't see that kind of person inside Josh Alexander, but maybe he doesn't even realize that sometimes that's why you keep the company you keep. It makes you feel more confident. It makes you feel better when those around you, you feel like you can have that little something over them. It's a hidden toxicity, if you will.
Chris Bay sent to the outside. Kazarian now all over Ace Austin tag mate. In comes Rich Swann. I frankly completely disagree with Steve Macklin. I think Alexander trusts Rich Swann and Frankie Kazarian. Yes, has he successfully defended his title against them? Absolutely. But he is friends with these two. We talked about it in No Surrender. He's been friends with Rich Swann for a decade. The respect he has for Frankie Kazarian, a legend, an Impact original, you can't even put it into words. I cannot see him picking these people because he thinks less of them. Austin to the outside. Oh, big forearm shot to Swann. Oh, and out of the sky. Austin with a drop kick.
We heard and felt that one all the way over here as Ace Austin grips the skull of Rich Swann. Bullet Club, Ace and Bay connection riding high as of late.
Swann and Kazarian, they did get a chance recently on BTI to work as a duo. First time these three have teamed together, however. Single leg drop kick, and in comes the Impact World Champion.
And all of this ahead of that six-man tag team match at Sacrifice with Time Machine. I mean, they're going to want to build huge momentum going into that one.
I love what we just saw. Alexander just said, beautiful, the second that KENTA tagged into the match.
Oh, you know, this is one he's probably wanted for quite a while. A match on his bucket list, if you will.
And KENTA, whoa, takes a swipe there at Alexander.
And these two both, the definition of intensity. You get it, when they both get in a ring, they have that same look in their eye, that tenaciousness. And I love to see these two bulls locking horns.
The one thing I've enjoyed about Josh Alexander's Impact World title reign is every defense you learn something new about Alexander, and KENTA seems like the type of person who can unlock something in the mind of the walking weapon. Oh, now look at this forearm shots by Alexander and KENTA, happy to beat the hell out of each other tonight.
A match made in wrestling heaven.
Hell for them, heaven for us. Up on the shoulder, rolling senton by Alexander. Oh, now look at this.
Look out, look out.
Ace Austin rushes after Alexander. Swann backing up Josh Alexander.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, Bay caught. Swann, Kazarian, and Alexander working very well together before Sacrifice here against Bullet Club. This bout continues. Oh, we are back here in Impact Wrestling on Access TV. Huge six-man tag team main event. It's Chris Bay right now representing Bullet Club up against Rich Swann. Swann goes down.
And it's just too sweet, baby.
Cover to win the matchup. Oh, and a kick out, Bay staring right at the Impact World Champion, Josh Alexander. Of course, Swann, Kazarian, and Alexander will be teammates 1 week from tomorrow, live in Windsor, Ontario, Canada at Sacrifice to face the team known as Time Machine. Oh, they got to deal with Bullet Club tonight first.
And let's not forget how this matchup came to be. Bullet Club bragging about how they softened up Time Machine for the triumvirate on the other side of the ring.
Cover by Austin, kick out by Swann. Austin legal.
Imagine if Bullet Club here softened up the team of Alexander, Kazarian, and Swann for a time machine.
Well, that match at Sacrifice, as you just mentioned, and especially you talk about softening people up for future matches. How about Josh Alexander having to worry about Kushida again
Wait.
about a week later?
Absolutely, but right now, the ace up the sleeve of Ace Austin.
The official
doing
never
work.
saw it.
That's because Ace Austin's very clever about that. He's a smart poker player, if you will.
I mentioned Alexander and Kushida. They will battle for the Impact World Championship 2 weeks from tonight at Multiverse United. Only the strong survive. It's sold out in Los Angeles. It'll be live on Fight TV.
And let's not forget Josh Alexander, Tom, all the while as well. If he can make it through all of this, has Steve Macklin waiting in the wings, come Rebellion to challenge for his title.
Click, click, boom from the Bullet Club, and a kick out by Swann. Macklin's raised the question, so I will. Is Alexander spreading himself too thin?
And again, I'll answer like I've answered before. I'll never count Josh Alexander out when it comes to putting wrestling first. We talked about it before. One match at a time. He's incredibly successful, but when you have someone at the end of the road like Macklin, as incensed, as motivated as Macklin has been for the past year, it's very dangerous territory for the Impact World Champion.
Excellent adaptation there by Chris Bay to take Swann off his feet. Continues to keep an eye on Alexander and Kazarian. Very shrewd tag team competition. And Swann, that never say die attitude.
I mean, Bay was just trying to give the ref a little too sweet. Respect the official. I got to appreciate that.
An all-champion team for Bullet Club here tonight. Tremendous test for Alexander, Kazarian, and Swann before Sacrifice.
Look at this. Everybody, look at that. The camaraderie, the brotherhood that only Bullet Club can bring. These rock-solid kicks of Kenta.
Kenta into the cover to put away this matchup and a kick out by Swann. Kenta's going to be all over your TV screens on Thursday, March 30th, first at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's the first ever live Impact Wrestling on Access TV, featuring a never-before-seen matchup between Kenta and Josh Alexander for the Impact World Championship. And then at 11 p.m. Eastern that night, it's Multiverse United, live only on Fight, where Kenta will battle the legend Suzuki.
Right now, he battles Rich Swann, who's been in peril for quite a while now, and to the points Macklin was making earlier, especially in these six-man tag scenarios that Alexander has in front of him. Maybe that is why he chose Rich Swann, so he could have somebody who suffers in these positions for him. You know what I mean? I know it doesn't. I know.
I do not believe that one iota.
Hey, but somebody's got to take the fall sometimes. Somebody's got to take the punishment.
Both Swann and Kenta go down. I find it very hard to believe that Alexander will back away from a test.
Your brain is very small, so it doesn't surprise me.
But hold on, he has not done that at all throughout his Impact World title reign. You talked about it earlier on tonight. Here's the tag, in comes Kazarian. How about open challenges answered by Bobby Fish and Speedball Mike Bailey? From out of nowhere, Alexander at the drop of the hat, willing to defend his title. I really don't think he's going to back away from any fight.
Sure, all those great, fantastic one-on-one scenarios. Not with all the question marks of a six-man tag team situation.
And Kazarian with a leg drop to Bay. Here's a cover, hook to the leg, and a kick out by one half of the tag champs.
Looking to build that momentum heading into Sacrifice.
Now Kazarian trying to set up.
Whoa.
Oh, look at this.
2-for-1 action here.
Well, now Ace and Bay turning it around on Kazarian. Oh, double DDT!
And Kazarian turning it around on the tag team champs. Let's not forget, this is the first time Kaz, Alexander, and Swann team looking for the chicken wing here.
Trying to end this thing here. Chris Bay, Superman forearm.
Rocks Kazarian, who's on wobbly legs now.
Bay had himself in between Kaz and the champ, and in comes the walking weapon.
Cleaning house here against Chris Bay. Ooh!
Oh!
Bay thought he avoided the contact. Alexander says, nah.
Oh, and Alexander catching Bay says no!
Oh, good God!
What a backbreaker! Tag, in comes Swann. Swann wanting a piece of Bay.
That was gross, but it was effective as Swann now looking for a 450, got it!
Cover, Swann legal on Bay, on Austin pulling Swann out of the ring.
Great presence of mind from one half of the tag team champs.
Oh, and Austin taking some time to show off, and Alexander got him.
You know, I normally say there's never a bad time for a too sweet. That was a bad time for a too sweet.
Oh, now look at this, Kenta, oh, tied back up with Alexander.
And look out, champ.
Oh, and caught. Taking Kenta off his feet. Oh, kick right to the face of Alexander.
Now, the athleticism here of Ace Austin.
And now, Rich Swann with a huge kick to Austin.
And things breaking down here all the way.
Oh!
Swann to the outside.
Remember, Swann and Bay, the legal men. And there's Bay. Oh!
Oh!
Kicked right in the face by Swann. Oh!
Bay able to recover here.
And the official trying to get things under control. Good luck with that. Oh! Kaz caught Bay with a cutter into the pile.
Bay had designs on taking the flight. Kazarian denied them at the gates. What a cutter.
Count of three from the official. Remember, Swann and Bay are legal for their respective teams. They've gotten to the count of 10 to get back in the ring.
But everybody is downtown.
Swann starting to stir. Count of 7. Swann trying to climb back inside. Count of 8. Austin trying to get Bay up. Count of 9. Swann and Bay beat the count.
Big assist from Ace Austin there, tossing his partner in the ring, saving the matchup.
The match continues somehow. Oh! Swann. Oh, and Bay right to the back of the neck.
What incredible action here in the impact zone.
Now look at Ace Austin trying to run interference and back up his tag team championship partner.
Well, we saw the action all break down on the outside of the ring now. That chaos comes inside.
Oh, and a DDT. Kenta with a knee strike. And now look at Josh Alexander.
Whoa.
Oh, spinning back fist by Kenta.
Kenta
Oh.
denying the champ there at first. Alexander getting what he wanted though.
Well, now Alexander thinking about the C-Force. Hold on, what is Alexander looking at? What's Macklin doing out here?
And Josh sees him too.
Oh! Alexander saw Macklin, took his eyes off things, and Kenta struck.
And a very rare misstep from Josh Alexander. Attention drawn by Macklin.
But Swann continues to fight on behalf of his team. Oh, look at this. The art of finesse.
1, 2, sweet
The
baby.
fold. Cover. Bay pins Swann.
Here are your winners, Bullet Club!
Bullet Club beats Swann, Kazarian, and Alexander. What does this mean for Team Alexander against Time Machine at Sacrifice?
That is my question. If the mere presence of someone like Steve Macklin gets Alexander to take his eye off the ball, will that bode for Sacrifice?
How badly is Steve Macklin in Alexander's head? He obviously has to worry about Sacrifice. He has a title defense against the laser sharp Kushida at Multiverse United. What is next for Alexander on his road to rebellion?